Look at my dimples. Yes, Lord. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Cook Plate Repeat. And today we're making some Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. Yes, some sweet, flavorful, moist biscuits. Let's get started. Now, let's look at our ingredients. We're gonna be using 4 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon and a half of salt. Now, this is gonna be for our garnish, okay? This is about a half a cup of brown sugar and sugar mixed together. Those are our dry ingredients. These are our wet ingredients. We have 2 cans of diced or crushed peaches. We have 3 cups of whole milk. We have 1 melted stick of butter, and we have our peach preserves. Okay, so these are our ingredients. Let's go ahead and get started with our dry ingredients first. So to get started with our dry ingredients, we're just gonna mix up our flour, our sugar, our baking powder, and our salt. And if you like to sift your all-purpose flour, you can, you don't have to. So right now, guys, pretty much what we're doing is dumping and going. All-purpose flour, baking powder, our salt, and our sugar. All right, so let's go ahead and whisk our dry ingredients together. What I like to do, guys, is just take my spatula and just go around like this to make sure everything is combined, because sometimes what happens is you'll see a difference between the flour and the baking powder that is not all mixed in together. So I just like to do this as quality control. You don't have to do this, it's just something that I do, okay? And then after I do that, take my whisk and whisk one more time, okay? Now, so our dry ingredients are mixed together.
Hey guys, I want to bring out an important point. If you're using self-rising flour, you do not need to add baking powder because self-rising flour already has baking powder mixed in it. The reason why I use baking powder is because I use all-purpose flour, and all-purpose flour doesn't have baking powder mixed in it. You have to add it yourself. So I added the appropriate amount of baking powder to my all-purpose flour to make sure that the biscuit would rise. So that's just a quick tip.
Now, all we have to do now is just add in our 3 cups of milk. We're gonna add that in gradually. You can use a whisk or you can use a spatula. So let me just switch to my spatula because this is not working as well as I intended. I'm gonna add in a little bit more milk. I add it around the edges so that it comes inside. You just continue to gradually add your milk. As you can see, the consistency is changing. Add in the rest. Make sure you use all of this milk, guys. You're gonna use it all. These are gonna be some really good, sweet, flavorful, moist, and buttery biscuits. Made these the other day to test it out, and you will not be disappointed. Okay? And what we're gonna do, just gonna pour in the rest, and then set that to the side. At this point, we're just making sure that milk is well combined with our dry mixture. We're not gonna go too fast, not gonna go too slow. See those lumps that's still in it? That's perfectly fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use our whisk and finish up with our whisk. So as you saw, I started with the spatula and then finished up with the whisk. It made it a lot easier. The spatula got the mixture going, and the whisk to make sure that everything was smoothed out and well combined. Okay, so our batter is almost complete. So now what we're gonna do is put in our peaches. All right, so this is our peaches. This is 2 cans of diced peaches. Now you can buy these already diced, but when I bought them already diced, I ended up having to dice them a little bit more. Just make sure that whatever brand you get, that they're diced up properly. So all you have to do is dump and go. But if not, just make sure you dice them yourselves, because so that it can get almost in all the circumference area of that biscuit when you put it in that 9 by 13 inch baking dish. So all we're gonna do is just pour them in. Just gonna mix. You can smell that nice smell coming from that peaches, fresh peach smell. Looks good, doesn't it? And we have our peach preserves right here. So what we're gonna do is put in our peach preserves. It's about 2 to 3 tablespoons. It's just all it is a flavor enhancer. That's all it is. It's a really tasty flavor enhancer. And we're just gonna mix that in. Okay, guys. So we are done with the batter part. What I'm gonna do is clean up my station, and what we're gonna do next is we're gonna pour our batter in our 9 by 13 inch baking pan, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. All right, so now what we're gonna do is pour our batter into our 9 by 13 inch baking dish, but before we do this, we're gonna pour our melted butter into our baking dish, okay? So our melted butter. Now, this is where it gets the name Butter Swim, because the batter is literally swimming in butter. All right, so let's go ahead and pour this into our baking dish. Okay, we got our melted butter. Just move that around. And now we just pour. Super simple. Just go ahead and pour it all in. That butter is gonna move itself around. Just make sure you get all the batter in there. All right, what we're gonna do now, just gonna work it in like this. Make sure the batter's on all the edges, covers all the edges. Some of that butter gets in everywhere. That's okay. That's why they call it Butter Swim. This is how this biscuit gets its buttery flavor. And for you guys, I'm just gonna turn it around like this. Allow you to see it a little bit better. We get everything just like so. That's very good. I like that. All right, so now it's time to garnish, right? Now, before we garnish, I just want to let you know, a lot of people like to do is they like to cut lines in this with like a butter knife or a knife so that it's easier to take out, but I'm not going to do that this time. But if you like to do it, that's up to you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our brown sugar and sugar mixture, and we're just going to sprinkle it on top, okay? Give the biscuit a little bit more sweetness, all right? So you're just going to sprinkle this on top. You can be generous, but not too generous. And that's going to add to the sweetness and flavor of these Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. All right, guys, so we finished preparing our Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. It's time to put our Peach Butter Swim Biscuits into the oven. And guys, you're gonna put your oven on 350, normal bake, not convection, normal bake. You're gonna put it in the middle rack. We're gonna set our timer for 50 minutes. However, we're gonna check it at the 30-minute mark. See how good it's doing, okay? See you back around that time. All right, guys, we took our Peach Butter Swim Biscuits out the oven. They have cooled, and let's look at the finished product. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. You see the little peaches right there coming up in that crust. Look at that, look at that. I'm telling you, these are some good biscuits. Look how it's pulling away from the sides. That's what you want, for it to pull away from the baking dish. It's ready, So we let these cool for about 20 minutes. I made like a glaze, which is confectionate sugar and milk, okay? The ingredients will be in the description box below, but you wanna make sure it looks like this. It looks kind of thick, okay? So it runs, not too runny, not too thick, right? All right, we're gonna just drizzle this over the top, all right? So take your spoon, look at that. That's what you want, exactly what you want. All right, so we're gonna drizzle this. Telling you, this is gonna be a party in your mouth. Drizzle it any way you want. It's gonna look good. Some people put this up there right after it gets out the oven, so as it cools, it seeps into the crust and everything. You can do that, but I just decided to allow it to cool first, okay? Allow it to cool. You can put as much up there as you want. All right, so now, look at that. Look how nice that looks, guys. That nice glaze. Now, some people use milk, confectionate sugar, and like half of a 4-ounce packet of cream cheese. You can. So the confectionate sugar and milk, that glaze together was the best to me. So I didn't use any cream cheese. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna plate this. All right, guys, let's plate this. Let's see if we can get a perfect square. All right, so that looks good, nice layer, nicely layered. Now we can put this on a plate. You can drizzle as much as you want. It's your biscuit. Okay. And there we have it, folks. Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. Made at home. That's restaurant style. Restaurant quality. Look at those layers. Look how moist and tasty it is. Put some ice cream next to this. Ice cream. Whew. All right, guys, our Peach Butter Swim Biscuits. Tasty. All right, so let's go ahead and taste this, guys. All right, Cody.
Man, this looks delicious.
I'm telling you.
How come your slice is bigger than mine?
Because I'm the cook, bro.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so let's go ahead and dig in.
You hear it? You hear the moisture in that?
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, see the peach. The peach is falling out of there.
How moist that is. Let's put it in our mouths.
Right. Let's do it.
Look at my dimples. Yes, Lord.
Man.
Let's do the biscuit dance.
That's delicious.
Oh my goodness, nice and moist. I'm telling you, tasty. You taste the peach.
Perfect texture on top. Nice and moist, soft in the middle. Crunchy on the outside. I like the edge piece, so I'm glad you gave me an edge piece. I like the edges.
The glaze. Oh my God. I'm telling you. Telling you guys, this is a recipe you're gonna love and enjoy.
Have this with some ice cream.
Now y'all tell people who gave you this recipe. Cook Plate Repeat, aka Chef John.
Yeah.
AKA Chef John. Look, we done ate half of this.
Yeah. We might you might have to stop me from getting the rest of it.
No, but it wouldn't be right for me to stop you. You know, what you do. All right. Now we're gonna tear this up. Again, from my kitchen to your kitchen, much love. We'll see you next episode.
Hey guys, check out this cream cheese variation I did with another batch of Peach Swim Buttermilk Biscuits. Enjoy.
And the ingredients that we're going to use are the following. 1 cup of powdered sugar. We have about 8 tablespoons of whole milk. We have about 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. We have 1 8-ounce packet of cream cheese. This is going to be some really good glaze, okay? Just make sure you have your hand mix on its lowest speed, all right? So we're gonna finish up with our normal hand whisk, okay? So add that in. We're looking for a pancake-like batter consistency, right? We want to be, this glaze to be loose, but not too loose. That's coming out pretty good. Have about 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. And you may not use all this milk, and that's okay. If you don't, if you're at this moment, go ahead and taste it. That's some good glaze. Oh my goodness. Okay guys, we're gonna use our peach juice before we put our glaze on top of our biscuit. And this peach juice is going to sop up into the surface of the crust and down into our biscuit, okay? So you know that excess peach juice that you drained when you were draining your peaches? You wanna save that. So let's go ahead and pour this over our biscuit. Then after that, we'll pour our glaze over our biscuit. So we're gonna give this about 5 to 10 minutes to soak in. So now it's time to drizzle on our glaze.